All right, so I've already cleaned off the labels using some acetone. All that print comes off really easily. Here's all my parts. We're gonna be using 45s with little straight spacers in between to give us a nice curve at the top. We're gonna cut this 10-foot section into 5-foot piece, so we'll have 2 5-foot candy canes and some clear cleaner and some PVC glue. All right, so let's get started cutting this in half. The first thing we're gonna do is cut this bell end off because we don't need that. So I've kind of mocked it up here, the curve. I'm going to be using these 45s to give me a bigger curve than just a 90 would do. And I think about a 2.5 inch gap between each one looks pretty proportional. And then I might put a small piece coming down, straight down. I got about 1.5 inches for the pipe to fit in. I'm going to cut 1, 2, 3 pieces at 5.5 inches. And that'll give me a 2.5 inch gap in between each one. And then we'll glue all those up. And I'm going to use this extra 4-foot piece that I have to cut each 5.5 inch piece. 3 for each one, 6 total, plus a small piece hanging down. We need to mark all these points so that we don't put it together, and we need to keep it all in the same plane. We don't want it to curve and get all crazy. So this will guarantee that when we glue it up, it'll all fit together. We don't need a lot of glue on this because we're not doing watertight plumbing. So just enough to hold it together. All right, I have the sawhorses set up so they're sitting on the blue tape marks so that I can get it all in one shot without having to flip it over. And I'm using some Rustoleum paint that bonds to plastic. All right, so we have some BTF lighting 2815 LED strips. These are 12-volt strips, 60 LEDs per meter. I'm going to start at the end of the candy cane and work my way down wherever it ends. It should be within just a few inches of the bottom for one strip, which will work out pretty nice. So we're going to go ahead and get started on these. So you can see this arrow is pointing this way, so this is the bottom where I'm going to be running power. Well, here we are. We're like one revolution short, but this is going to be near the ground, just a couple inches above the ground. So I think that worked out pretty nicely. We might change out this pigtail for a weatherproof connector, and then this will go to the control module. So this one's done. Let's do the other one.